And I'm doing these rooms about every 2 weeks. Like, I'm doing a room about every 2 weeks, right, Ela? On social media. So make sure you join any of those if you want to just kind of have an open discussion. These are going to be somewhat casual, but also we will have some structure in some of these. Like today, we're going to talk about content calendars. So feel free to turn your mics on and talk, and your cameras, like whatever. I'll ask if there's any questions every little bit here. So today, I'm going to talk about content calendars and why they're important, and why, or some ideas on how to make one. So obviously, as agents, you probably have a social media presence. You probably have already maybe even gotten leads through social media. In 2023, it's obviously a leading way for people to find you. So it's important to have some sort of social media presence, and preferably one that is thriving and cohesive and well-branded and all of those things. So today, talking about content calendars, that can look like a lot of different things. I am going to, my example that I'm going to share with you guys is kind of based around Instagram, but it could be translated for any platform that you are like primarily creating content for. There are lots of different categories. The example I'm going to show you is just an example. The best way to get started in creating a content calendar, it's hard to not make this like a 2-hour conversation, but the first thing you want to do is obviously make sure you know who you're talking to, so you know what your content needs to, or who your content needs to address, and what pain points you need to address with them. And then you want to create kind of like pillars, categories of things that you're going to talk about. I'm going to go ahead and share. Let's see if I can do this. This is the first time sharing this. I'm just going to have my calendar on the screen. Oops.
Yeah, just give it a second.
Does it only show? Oh, wait. Here we go. Okay.
There you go.
Can you see that?
Yes.
Zoom out. Okay. So this is just based on like a Monday through Friday situation. And it's 30 days of social content. So like feel free to screenshot this, or if you want me to email you this file, you can always shoot me an email.
Kate, if you want to forward this to me after the session, I can go ahead and share this with our attendees from today's session.
Okay, that works. So you'll see this is literally like 30 unique ideas. So it looks overwhelming. And, you know, that's because it is overwhelming when you kind of look at it like this in 30 different pieces of content. But if you have this broken down into categories, it's all kind of under this, everything kind of is falling under a different category. So like entertaining, educational, speaking directly to your clients. So some of these things with like meeting the agent, sharing, you know, things about your business, a day in the life of what you do, all of those things. So these are all, again, unique pieces of content from a Monday through Friday basis. And that is not always what you will want to do. You'll want to look at your own analytics and metrics to choose days and times and what kind of works best for your audience. But like at Radius, we're kind of doing a Monday through Friday kind of calendar. And doing this ahead of time like, I don't know. I don't want to say, I mean, obviously you can leave gaps in the calendar because you don't know, like, new listings and closings and things like that. Those are going to change constantly. So those can always be, I just realized I have a duplicate on there. I did not mean to do that. Those can always be added in later. But you're kind of just going to want to, I would say, like, a week before the next kind of 30-day calendar, you probably want to start going in and figuring out at least some framework. You can leave some holes open or whatever, but that way you can start to batch content. If you kind of go ahead and plan out, is this going to be a graphic? Is this going to be a video? Is this going to be, just a photo? All of those things. The more you know what you're going to do ahead of time, the more that you can start creating it all at once. And it sounds like a lot, but if you already know that you're going to be doing, 2 reels or 2 videos a week for 30 days, then you can, spend an hour or 2 on a Monday and go ahead and create all those, and you know what they are, and then you have them ready to go. So that's the benefit of that.
One thing I also just want to interject really quick is that I want you guys to take note of the fact that it's not all one type of content. Katie has included a bunch of different topics and variations of content types that you guys can use for social media, because, as I'm sure you all know, wanting to post about your listings, help move that needle forward, help grow your business, that is always going to be at the forefront of your priorities. But one thing that we kind of like to say is that with marketing yourself and with marketing your brand and utilizing social media to accomplish those things, it's very much part of the long game. And so a lot of the ideas that Katie has presented here, all of which are incredible, you'll see that you'll have different areas just for new listings, and it's not going to be the most prevalent thing on the calendar, but that's not to say that it's not, any less important than any of these other types of content. It's just about finding what works for you, and taking that feedback and making sure that, you're adjusting accordingly to what works for your brand and your business.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions yet? Okay. Is anybody just like really killing it already on social media? We definitely aren't focusing on anything other than like Instagram and Facebook right now, primarily on Radius's accounts. So just so you know, we're not like on TikTok or anything. So this is like definitely heavily geared around kind of Meta. And ours, obviously will look different than yours as agents. And you can come up with so many more ideas than even this. The possibilities are endless. You can literally ask ChatGPT for ideas of what to post. And then after you have created content, unique content for a while, you can also start recycling stuff, which is totally fine. You don't have to create unique content forever until the end of time. Once you have a pretty good library of content, you can start recycling it. Also, every month there are holidays and different things that come up that are specific to that month, and you'll want to put all those in as well.
Mm-hmm. Where are each of your guys', online social presence at right now? Are you guys still in the beginning stage? Are you kind of in between? Or would you guys say that y'all are just killing the social media game right now? I want to make sure that we hear from each of you that have attended today's session. So feel free to unmute yourselves and just kind of let us know where you're at.
So I'm just new to real estate in general in terms of being an actual agent. So I've used social media, for a majority of my life, being a millennial. but never so much in, you know, promoting my own business. So I am in the works now of creating my own real estate agent profile instead of my, traditional, personal profile. So all this is going to be super fresh and very important to gaining followers and getting my spirit influence involved with my social media presence. So this is very helpful.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Stephen. Stefan? I don't want to mispronounce.
No, it's Stephen, but I really go by whatever. I don't correct people typically.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I want to make sure that I'm pronouncing your name correctly. So feel free to correct me at any point in time. But congratulations on becoming a new agent and making that transition into the real estate industry. So we always have content going. This is my shameless plug for Radius Rooms. And so we have a lot of content already that is well suited for beginners that are starting in the real estate industry. So feel free to check some of that out as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. And in a couple weeks, I do a general social media Q&A once a month. And that's always a good one to just come and like discuss with everybody what everybody's doing and like ask any general questions. I mean, of course you can do that here as well, but this is the other one I do every month, and it will have more of a like specific topic. So all right, does anybody else have any questions yet?
Hi, this is Bridget. Hi. So I do have somewhat of a social media, I guess, presence, but I'm not very consistent. I wanted to kind of pick my poison because I don't feel like I'm good at being all over the place. So I'm not on TikTok, but I am on Facebook and I'm on Instagram. And so I do occasionally post, not frequently, but occasionally on there, but on both of those. But I actually decided that I wanted to really work on my YouTube channel. So I created a YouTube channel and I've been, really working on, getting content on that. And it's all consuming. So I'm just kind of more focused on doing those videos right now. More than anything else.
Fine.
It's just time consuming.
Yeah, it is. And I think that a lot of small business owners in general, when they realize that social media is so crucial to their own branding and marketing, that it's like, oh my gosh, this is a whole other full-time job, or it can feel like that. Especially that's why it's so important to get organized and like try to have some sort of calendar. And I mean, also this is 30 days. If you want to be posting 30 days, plenty of people are posting, 3 days a week. And they're posting 12 times a month. And that's okay too. It doesn't have to be like a mass amount of quantity. And also, it's not helpful to try to focus on all the platforms at once because it's too much. Unless it's stuff that you can cross post. I mean, if you're recording content for YouTube already, like it could be easy to throw it up on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. And you don't have to do any additional work. And then there are also some free scheduling tools. There's like paid versions of scheduling tools if you have like multiple, like tons of accounts, but there's a lot of options that have free accounts if you just are signing up a couple of your platforms, like Buffer, Later, Hootsuite, what else? Planoly.
Mm-hmm. Bridget, what kind of content are you creating for your YouTube channel at the moment?
Well, I've only done 6 videos so far, so don't have.
No worries. Everyone has to start somewhere, so don't even worry about that.
So I'm kind of gearing to, I narrowed down to, a niche. so to speak, a niche that I wanted to go after, so to speak, for the channel. And so I try to kind of gear my content towards that. But right now it's a lot of, or some of, buy tips for buying and tips for selling. And the last video I did was actually kind of unexpected thought, because of a client that came to me with a particular need, and that made me think, oh, well, maybe I should do it. Well, actually, my husband actually said, you should probably do a video on that. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, that probably would be helpful. So the last video I put out was for how to, or did I put on that? When you have to, or something like that, I put for the title, to sell your parents' home and move them in with you, or into another smaller, senior type home. And so that was like the last video that I did. But, I'm kind of playing around with, different ideas of what I want to put out there. I try to do a little research, but again, like you just said, it is a job.
Yeah.
Trying to just, narrow down and research topics that are good to do, that people are actually, searching for and stuff like that. So it just takes time, and the editing is the other piece that is tremendously difficult to me. But I do my best. I do my best. I'm trying to, get a little bit more familiar with using it. But yeah, it just, it's still fresh. And I was going to try to, for my next video, go in. Because there's like so many different, neighborhoods. So I picked some popular neighborhoods and did a short video on some of those neighborhoods. And now I've got to take gazillion hours to edit it. But yeah, so, I mean, I want to do some of that.
What suburb are you in?
I'm in Decula, which is in Gwinnett County. Yeah, so if you're familiar with Gwinnett County, it's one of the cities next to Beaufort by the Mall of Georgia, if you're familiar.
Yep, I was in like the Suwanee Duluth area for like 4 years.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I know Yep. Very nice area too.
Cool. Awesome. It sounds like your content is kind of a mix of like best tips, best practices, but also wanting to kind of help serve your community at large. And so I think too that that's a really good blend of content. It's got, enough variation that it's not the exact same video type that you're putting out each time. And feel free to also plug your YouTube channel in the community as well. Maybe help grow your channel that way. Within the real estate industry, I know that, there may be, there shouldn't be any animosity between agents, because we're all just, trying to build our business and trying to, serve our community at large. So that might be one way to help grow your channel and keep doing what you're doing. Social media and content creation is, a full-time job, and it's not one that, that people should take lightly, that like, oh, that it's not as
a lot of work. That's why companies hire entire social media managers.
Yes, it is. It's a lot of work.
Exactly. And
you'll get faster at a lot of the stuff like editing and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
especially just the more you do
it. Yeah.
And then when you start like balling out of control, you can hire somebody to edit for you. Exactly. There's always people to hire for freelance parts of social media that you don't want to do if you ever get to that point.
Duly noted.
Do you have any questions on content or any other? Are you on any other social media?
I mean, other than like I said, I'm on Facebook and of course I'm on Instagram. But no, I'm not really. I mean, I'm not active on like TikTok or yeah. I mean, I have a TikTok page, but I don't really use it. My son uses it, so yeah, I'm not really active on it. And Twitter, yeah, I don't really use that. And LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, I would definitely like cross post wherever you can if you want to have a presence somewhere else, because those videos would do well, on Instagram, Facebook as well.
And you can always plug your YouTube channel in any of those other channels as well, and just let people know that, hey, I post content. It would mean a lot to me if you liked and subscribed. That will only help. And, it can help you kind of grow your community that way too, through word of mouth. And so that is definitely something that you can do as well. So yeah, totally plug your YouTube channel. I'll go ahead and I'll like and subscribe, Bridget.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
That's a good idea, though. I really should do. I do try to sometimes. I don't do it every time, but I do try to sometimes post. That I put the video out so people can see on Facebook. So, I really would like to post because I'm on Nextdoor. That's what I meant to say. That's neighborhood, local or whatever. So, but Nextdoor can be so ticky when it comes to posting about, your business and anything like that. So I would love to post about it, but I don't know that it would make it.
Yeah. I don't know a lot about Nextdoor, honestly, when it comes to like their rules and stuff. That's interesting. I haven't even thought about that really.
Yeah, you don't know until you, or at least I didn't know until I, post something and then they'll block it.
I know I look for businesses a lot there. I didn't even know they were blocking people.
Well, I didn't even know that there was a platform called Nextdoor. I don't even know what this is.
Oh my gosh. Okay, it's an app, a very popular app. And it's like all your neighbors. So it's very like neighborhood specific. Like somebody's coming to doors selling candy bars, or like, I mean, there's a lot of.
Yeah, if you want to have some late night reading.
Definitely. But it's good if you need somebody like to mow your grass, or like you want to find out who's doing whatever. Or why hasn't the trash come yet, or whatever.
Maybe it's time for me to get on a new social media platform. I learn something new every day, you guys, and this is my something new for today. So thank you both for sharing that, because I definitely didn't know about this platform.
Yeah, you'll be entertained.
I will. I love random drama that has nothing to do with me. I love pop culture. So, Okay, so we are winding down a little bit. I just want to make sure that if anyone else has any questions as far as content goes, as far as what your guys' real estate calendars look like, if you have any additional questions, feel free to unmute and let Katie know. Otherwise, she does a social media Q&A, like she was saying, every month, and so you'll be able to find that on our list of rooms, and come let her know for
and I think Hila's going to send this calendar out to everybody who attended.
Yes.
Okay, so
absolutely, I will. So with that, I just want to thank you all so much for attending today's room, and I will be in touch with you all with this calendar.
Thanks y'all for coming.
Thank you.